And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. This is John Pollock, your host for this week's Community Viewpoint. I'm talking today with Jennifer Fanning with the, let me get it right, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Service in town. She's in the admin department. And we have firefighter Luke Crawford with us also. And we're going to be talking about Fire Prevention Month and Fire Prevention Week, which is coming up for 2022. So let's show you what we're talking about. I have a little video that we're going to start the show with. So let's play that for you.
You plan a party. You plan a vacation. You plan for your retirement. Have you planned your home fire escape? Open floor plans and modern construction materials and home furnishings all contribute to today's homes burning hotter and faster than ever. This leaves residents with as little as 2 minutes or less to safely escape a home fire from the time the smoke alarm sounds. Join the National Fire Protection Association as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week with this year's theme, Fire Won't Wait. Plan your escape. This theme focuses on the importance of planning a home fire escape for all kinds of residences to help your communities take action for their safety. From making sure everyone knows 2 ways out of each room, to having an outdoor meeting place, to practicing your home fire escape plan at least twice a year. NFPA has all the resources to help you help your community members take action and be prepared in the event of a home fire.
Join NFPA as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Fire Prevention Week and help bring this year's theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, to your communities. It's a big world. Let's protect it together.
So we'll be talking about the Fire Prevention Week, which is beginning on the, what did I say it was? It was the 3rd or the 5th? The 9th through the 15th. I get my days right. And you're going to be going into, well, actually, we started this program last week, but unfortunately the fire department couldn't make it because they were fighting a fire at the time. It happened to be a house fire, but it was arson. Luckily, nobody was hurt in that, and hopefully you'll stay here because there's no arson this week, hopefully. But we are very indebted to these wonderful people for coming here and taking time out of their busy schedules. So we're going to be talking about what they're doing this coming week for education for the Fire Prevention Month. And this is, the title this month is Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. So what are you going to be doing with the kids?
So I get a hold of the schools every year and we schedule the fire prevention for them. Some of the schools have it set up where we break them up into kindergarten through 2nd grade, where we focus mainly on teaching them, proper just, kitchen and not getting burned by the hot, oven and things like that. How to give your mom if you find a lighter. But most importantly, we have one of the firefighters turn out in full turnouts on their SCBA with air and walk around so that the kids can actually touch and feel and hear what they look like, so that they're not scared of them in the event that something was to happen and they were to go in their homes. They sound a lot like Darth Vader. And when the house is dark and smoky, we don't want the kids to be scared and hide from us. For the older kids, for the 3rd through the 5th grade, we mainly try to focus on the juvenile fire setter side of things. So talking to them about not playing with matches, lighters, fireworks, that kind of stuff. That age range is usually the one that we see a lot to start playing with fire and things like that. So we really want to emphasize that. This year at the schools, we are going to do an outdoor presentation for the kids. Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring a fire truck outside and then they'll hold an assembly outside. In the years past, we've done it where we do inside the auditorium, but with COVID, we had to change it to do things outside. And I feel like we got a better grasp with the kids, getting for them to actually get to see a fire truck and to sit out there and have that one-on-one with them. So as long as weather permits, we're going to continue doing it outside.
As I was reading the flyer from Fire Prevention Month for this year, that the question was asked, did you know, excuse me, 3 out of every 5 home fire deaths result from fires with no working smoke alarms? So we had talked about, not to give them a plug, but they did a real good job this year. Home Depot had a huge display last month selling fire prevention material, smoke alarms, CO alarms, fire extinguishers. They came in 2 packs for some reason, which is good. They're not that expensive, so I bought myself a couple more. I have one now in the garage, and I have one in the truck, because our truck is really expensive. I don't want anything happening to that. And our garage is filled to the max. And here's something that you can't probably help me with, and a lot of people here have, not that I have, will need CO alarms, but we would have a CO alarm we could use in the garage because my propane tanks are out there. Is that an issue for the fire department when you're fighting fires?
CO is an issue. We wear our respiratory protection devices, our SCBAs is what we call them.
But the propane tanks.
The propane tanks, yeah, they should be stored away from your house. I wouldn't
It's
store
kinda
them
hard.
inside our garages or inside of our house.
So if I have an arrow pointing to them, doesn't help you much.
No, not much, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I have like 4 tanks there.
Yeah.
I'll tell Scott where they are. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of other people have them also, and that's a explosion point for you
Yeah,
folks.
it's something that we commonly run into.
So I was thinking about doing it outside, but then you have trouble with people coming and stealing your tanks too. And the proper cabinets cost an arm and a leg for that too. So it's kind of rough to find a way to protect them. But that's an issue. The propane tanks for a flash point, for an explosion point for when you come to fight a fire. Different types of fire extinguishers. Like I've got this one and this one. What's the difference between these?
So the red fire extinguisher is a dry chemical fire extinguisher. It's good for type A, B, and C fires. A being your ordinary combustibles, B would be flammable liquids such as gasoline and diesel. Your ordinary combustibles would be paper, trash, wood, and C would be electrical type fires. The white one over there is for special purpose. It's a type K fire extinguisher. K standing for kitchen. It's really good for grease fires. You'd want to keep that one in your kitchen versus these. You would want them in the separate rooms throughout your house.
Yeah, this one's above the kitchen, the range. Sodium bicarbonate, calcium carbonate, mica, clay, amorphous something silica, nuisance dust. I just came back from Burning Man. I gave some of the playa dust for that. You could use flour too.
Yeah.
Don't use sugar. That would combust, I believe.
We typically recommend the type K extinguisher just because it gives you that protective distance from the fire itself. So you're not putting your hands and fingers over the top of the flame.
And remember to go low.
Yeah, you want to start and sweep back and forth, side to side.
Yeah, because this only lasts for 7, 8, 10 seconds, I think.
Each fire extinguisher is different based off the weight of them. The common mnemonic that we remember, or we tell people to remember, is PASS. It stands for pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. That's how you can remember to use your extinguisher. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze, and sweep it back and forth.
I used to be back in a place called Lamont, Illinois. I used to be emergency management. So that's over 22 years ago. So what are some of the issues that you run across here in town that you could talk to the folks about, that we should watch ourselves, that causes you heartache? What do we do to burn ourselves up here in town?
We see a lot of people that don't have smoke detectors. It's a very basic thing that we should have in every single room and every single level of our house. And then we commonly we'll see that they do have a smoke detector, but they haven't replaced the batteries in them. So that's why we recommend every time you change your clock, go ahead and change your batteries in your smoke detector.
Yes. I've heard that from Scott many, many times. And don't have the smoke detector next to the, real close to the kitchen, because it'll go off more times than not. And don't use the smoke detector to tell yourself when dinner is ready. So that's a bad thing to do. Anything else? What about when you're driving? Don't be stopping on the side of the road with your vehicle.
Well, we want you to pull to the right and safely stop whenever you can safely move to the right.
Not over a lot of brush, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're in drought conditions, and we have been for many years, and it's as bad this year as it always has been. So what do we want to take home for this day from this show? Tell the people about Fire Prevention Week and month. I know it's Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. So you'll be teaching the kids how to escape out of the house, or they'll be teaching their parents, right?
They're given the tools to go home and teach their parents.
You've got little sheets and stuff.
Yeah, they receive a packet.
Okay. So we talked about this also about this is our lesson for the day. Can you pump gas while your vehicle is running? Can you? No.
You can.
I mean, you
can't.
can. You
Not
can do anything
supposed to.
once.
You could do it once, right? Is it against the law?
Yes.
Yes. The CFR's Title 29, Section 1917.157 says no, you can't do that because you have three things for ignition, and you have that at the fire at the gas station. You have gasoline. You have naturally you have the air that's needed, and then you have the spark that's needed too. And you have to be worried about people with smoking cigarettes. They have a tendency that last puff when they flick it. And what's the shape of the cigarette? It's round. And if there's a little wind blowing, then like it does in town, the thing will just blow right into a little pool of gasoline, and you'll be like an action movie, but then you'll be in it, and it's unfortunate. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and these are the folks to teach it to you. And then this is the month to learn it. October is Fire Prevention Month. So we'd like to thank Jennifer and Luke for stopping by today out of their busy schedule and speaking to you. So thank you for watching. I'm John Pollock, and hopefully we'll see you next week.